Come the Kangaroos, Glenn Archer, 250 games. What a champion player he has been and still is. Running out with his kids, Sauce, Madison, Abby and Jackson, great to see.
A special moment for Glenn and his family, and he's just been such a wonderful player over so many years. One of the most courageous players that has ever played this game.
Do milestone games count quickly?
I think they do. Certainly for Glenn Archer in particular, the Kangaroos, he's put so much into the Kangaroos, and there's no doubt that the Kangaroos team would want to win tonight for him.
Now, we've had some incidents with kids running through banners. Let's hope Madison, Abby and Jackson get through unscathed. They do. Good news. Welcome, Tin Lane.
Thanks, Cordis. Great scene here. If an award for courage is football's ultimate badge of honour, Glenn Archer is the most decorated player in the AFL. 4 times his peers have voted him the game's most courageous. He's won 2 premiership medallions, a Norm Smith, and twice been an All-Australian. Tonight, the man every footballer would love to have beside him in the trenches goes to war with his Kangaroo mates for the 250th time.
And it looks like it is going to be a war tonight. Look at this, Archer and Anthony Stevens addressing the troops before the game. They both got in and had their say. There is so much at stake tonight, a spot in the top 8. And it's going to be a beauty at the SCG. The Swans start favourites, but to use an old footy cliche, that shinboner spirit, you can never doubt it. And they'll have it tonight, no doubt, with Glenn Archer playing his 250th. But that man will have plenty to say. I wonder who'll pick him up.
We'll know in a moment. You can almost feel the emotion here. For Glenn Archer, it's going to be a fired-up Kangaroo outfit. I think it is interesting that 2 of his 1999 grand final teammates, as Shannon Watt goes to Barry Hall, come into the team, and Archer back on O'Loughlin.
Yeah, fantastic, Jules. Those 2 matchups there, of course. Michael O'Loughlin very quick out of the goal square. Glenn Archer, one of the best competitors in the game.
All right, a spot in the top 8 up for grabs tonight. Round 19 action at the SCG. It's the Swans against the Roos. McKernan in the first rack got the first tap. Simpson couldn't control it. Nick's in there for the Swans. Spills out to Kennelly, stripped of the ball. Comes to McKernan, who pumps the Roo boys inside 50 for the first time. Petrie flies, can't mark. Back of the pack is Barry. And Leo Barry for the Swans goes for a familiar run. Dishes off the ball. Sweeps the handball into the middle. Maxfield runs into traffic. Kennelly's there. Harris got tripped. Free kick, Kangaroos.
Brett Allen giving the indication, officiating with Steve McBurney and Andrew Coates. We're staying in the same hotel, so we'll be extra nice to them tonight. Harris goes wide. Motlop up in midfield. And that's a pretty good delivery for Harding. Out wide. Good conditions at the SCG, good crowd in, stakes high for this match between the Swans and the Kangaroos. Harding very uncertain, likes to be nearer goals and potting them himself than trying to be the architect. And the Kangaroos just working it. Motlop to make peace. Now the lead is on from Brown. And with the man on the mark at about 48, he's a chance.
Yeah, terrific run by Brown. Brown is actually playing centre-half back. Adam Gould started at centre-half forward for the Swans, and he just got a nice little block by one of his teammates that gave him plenty of space to take that easy grab.
So his intentions would seem to be clear. He's having a go from just outside 50 as he kicks. Crowd enthusiastic, which means it's a good result for the Swans. The first shot at goal of the night is a miss.
What sort of game are you expecting, Steve? Are you expecting a shootout, a 35-40 goal game, or a 10 goals to 12 game?
You'd expect a 10 to 12 game. Both these teams, critical game for both of them. And of course, North Melbourne will make it a scrap, and the Swans love doing it that way also.
Kick in has to be perfect, and it is. From Matthew Nicks. Maxfield to the wing. His target's O'Keefe. From behind Sinclair, nice spoil. Here's a chance for Shannon Grant. Remembering, Brent Harvey not playing tonight for the Roos. Grant into the pocket. Rocker gets there first, but the boundary line beats them.
There is Daniel Wells, the excitement machine for the Kangaroos. Luke Ablett's got the role on him. A go-with role, a player that keeps improving, Luke Ablett.
So ball against McKernan. Deep inside the Kangaroos attacking territory. Rocker got a fist onto it. Ball to Maxfield, who drills the kick back inside the centre square. And Sinclair, was it a push? Umpire says yes, as Sinclair's off. He doesn't like the call, but it's got to come back. And Ryan O'Keefe's got the free.
Swan play loose.
Just didn't pick him up in time. O'Keefe's been a tough matchup for a lot of teams this year. Matthews now. One of the Swans' trio of great tacklers, along with Kirk and Jude Bolton. Now Nix. And O'Loughlin has Archer struggling in his wake. But he's had to come a long way from goal, and he goes for Hall, who's had to go wide.
He got a beautiful little block by Eamon Buchanan there. Just took his direct opponent off the line. Hall took an easy grab. There was 2 blocks early in the game. We just see here on screen, bang. Something the umpires need to look out for.
57 goals for the year. He's kicked 25% of the Swans' goals. Tough shot this. Did it cross the line? I think the goal umpire's given it the OK. The mark's been paid to Ablett. Now impossible angle, right foot kick. Doesn't want to kick for goal. Does with the left and does it brilliantly. No. Thought it was home. Looked home from here.
So 1 point apiece. As Kangaroos coach Dean Laidley looks on. Brian Royal in the box. Of course, one of the early chances for the Western Bulldogs job for season 2005 as King drills the pass out wide as a beauty too, and he finds his skipper in Simpson. Adam Simpson wheels onto the left. Long kick, it's a good one too. Petrie's there. In the end, he doesn't contest it. Motlop does. Fall of the ball. It's Craig Bolton. And we'll have a bounce. 65 out from the Kangaroos goal. Experienced umpires tonight here at the SCG. Harris having a good season for the Roos. Inside 50, looks for Harding, couldn't take the mark. Kennelly's there. Handball from Rawlings is good to Harding. And he misses.
Clever hands by Rawlings, nice and quick, first option. Gave Harding half a chance.
So a string of misses early. Shawble providing the option on the kick in. And now Matthews down below the 2 old member stands here. Members and the ladies. Matthews just a little cute with the kick. Good pressure from Jones, Brown and Stevens. But Sydney have it well covered if Shawble can find the handle. Maxfield now. Lovely left foot delivery as ever for Kirk, who seems to have picked up Stevens. Matthews now the running. Kennelly running into trouble this time, but somehow or other he finds his way out. Kirk, it hangs. Ball is there. Can't get it. O'Loughlin from nowhere, like a thief in the night.
Bit of courage there too, Tim.
And it didn't tickle.
Just have a look at this. Eyes on the ball. That is courage. And Ball did really well just to hold McKernan away from that contest.
If the umpire had seen what we saw from that angle, he might have thought twice, but there was one good grab and a couple of others that followed. It should be the first goal. Steve McBurney wants to tighten the angle a little. O'Loughlin takes one step right and one back to the left. And a good deep breath. And kicks the first goal of the night for the Swans. A hard-earned goal.
Oh, it was, and well, we saw a heap of courage here, and we just watched Ball off the ground as well. O'Loughlin always on the move, as you should do as a forward. And just great play, great eyes, great courage, and well done ball, just to hold McKernan away from it.
So Michael O'Loughlin still feeling the effects on the left shoulder from that mark. He said Glenn Archer made him earn it, as you'd expect. In the middle, ball, grabbed it out of the ruck to Bolton. That's Jude Bolton, forces it forward for the Swans. Makepeace there for the Roos, can't get a clear kick away. Ball again, Ablett, prominent early, scrubs one to half forward. Maxfield has got support to Buchanan, breaks the tackle, back to Maxfield from 45. The skipper has kicked a big goal for the Swans. That was rampaging stuff, wasn't it, from the middle?
Well, it was. It wasn't pretty. They just kept moving it forward. They had numbers, they had quick hands, and Maxfield just at the moment is on fire. Great goal.
The great leader he is for the Swans. Stuart Maxfield in game 279. Kicks the Swans second, gives them a nice little break. McKernan and Ball, better bounce that time, gave them both a shot. It's in the Swans' territory. A stoppage, a ball up.
Just in the Kangaroos forward line, a couple of matchups. Barry has Motlop, Shawble has Rocker.
Jones is trying to get onto Kirk. Kirk's trying to get onto Simpson. Jude Bolton giving the Swans a few metres. O'Keefe wrapped up. Sydney dominating the uncontested possessions early. When they've moved it well. Jones climbing in, third man. Brave from Wells. Ablett been in the midst of it early for Sydney. Another ball up, and the stoppage count is on the climb already. Brett Allen puts it down again. Simpson this time as the ruckman. Wells cleverly. Wouldn't bounce for him, and he ran into a stiff one from Maxfield. It hurt. Kirk to Goods. Back to Maxfield. This is a good move by Sydney. He's a long kick if he can work his way clear. He gives it off. Bolton going for home and missing.
Could have run another 20 metres then, couldn't he?
Probably could have, but it's just great build-up. Really quick hands, and what they do, Sydney, we just see the block there on Wells being taken out. They run hard through the corridor.
So the Roos work it to the wing, McKernan underneath it and takes the mark to Wells. He's recovered from that knock, and he finds Motlop. Got hit right down the middle by Stuart Maxfield, did Daniel Wells, but he's okay. And boy, the Roos just need a steadier here. Motlop's got it. Angle is acute. He's kicked 29-21 this season. Another emerging star for the Kangaroos. And he comes from 45 metres out. It's not a bad effort, but it misses to the left. Third behind to the Roos. 2-2, plays three behinds. Maxfield at the moment's got 7 touches. Clearly the game high at the moment. As Nix brings it back in and finds Kennelly.
Tig in the white boots. Nix, Ablett again. Back to Kennelly. This running football from Sydney. It can be thrilling to watch. Kirk back to Ablett. Cleverly done. Kennelly again. Brilliantly selling the dummy. Nix. Again, the Swans build impressively. Brown there with the spoil on ball.
And we just see the hard running by the Sydney defenders. They just ran it out from their back half, and they were there in numbers.
Look at that handball count, 5-1 already.
50 out from the Swans goal. Hall to contest this one. O'Keefe almost intercepted by Wells. Ablett at the bottom of the pack, also having a good start to this game, and he's been pinged. So free kick going to Wells. Who gives it to Corey Jones. To half forward, Petrie sets himself. Ended up going up one-handed. Nix is there. So is Bevan. And about 60 out from the Kangaroos' goal. Goods tapped it straight to Harris. On the right boot into the pocket, looking for Motlop. Couldn't quite trap it. Rawlings keeps it alive. Kicks it to the hot spot. Schauble. Oh, plenty of support. Maxfield's doing it at both ends at the moment. And he goes straight up the guts. And here come the Swans again.
Buchanan has time to think about it. Archer is there. O'Loughlin still dangerous. Just slid from his hands at the crucial moment. Hall applying pressure as well. Archer steadily for Makepeace and King would like to run, and now he's got it, and he will. And Probes now, tough for Harding, 2 against him. And Schauble has enough to keep Rocker out of the contest. Schauble started pretty well back there for Sydney.
And this is the contest to watch tonight, the Archer-O'Loughlin contest.
So 55 out from the Roos goal. Rocker against Ball. Ball easily and cleverly over the top. O'Keefe got run down. Quick hands by Stevens to Sinclair to Grant. Sells the dummy. Can shoot for goal from here, but an absolute shocker. That was a shank of a kick. And the Swans do not concede the point as Leo Barry gets them out of trouble. Handball in the direction of Schauble, who's more than happy to see it over the line. Gee, you know what happened to the kick there to Shannon Grant? Just
usually a lovely kick. He just, I don't know whether he thought there was someone on his hammer, just rushed it a bit.
So throw in, 55 out from the Roos goal.
Well, those tackle figures are interesting. 13-2 the Kangaroos' way. Swans are a top tackling team, but Kangaroos have been chasing tail so far. And here's one of the reasons why. Maxfield to Crouch. Kennelly been very good, always finds a way. Bolton to Crouch, hoping for Matthews. It's out off Petrie's boot. Bad luck for the Kangaroos. So Matthews ball. Kennelly again, he's racking up the stats hand over fist. He is an amazing player. Oh, that wasn't good. Makepeace, who knows how to use the footy, and the Kangaroos need to find a bit of method in their build-ups. Now Michael Stevens goes long, but impossible for Harding. Motlop. So a chance here. He can see some daylight from there. Man on the mark's going to be 2 or 3 metres in from the boundary.
It was a lovely kick, and Motlop worked really hard to get to this contest.
Now what's he going to do? Holding it across the body. Bend it back. He went too far. So another behind, and Dean Laidley has his worries early.
Let's go down to Neil Cordy.
Yes, Nick Davis hasn't played since round 12. He's played 2 games in the reserves, about to have his first run for a while.
Good to see him back. And another muck up from the Swans kick in, but this time they have some numbers to back it up. As the handball comes over to Ablett from Craig Bolton. From a standing start, pops it long the hall, is one out with Watt. Well done by Watt. Here's a chance for O'Loughlin. Can he get there first? Archer into him. Umpire lets it go. Perhaps a little bit lucky there as Michael Stevens clears and clears well. Peru's on the rebound. Daniel Wells has got 25 metres to work with. Has a steadying bounce, goes inside 50, looks for Rocker. Back of the pack lurking was Motlop. Now Harding, back to Rocker. 50 out, kicks into the goal square, but the only man there is a Swan, Craig Bolton.
And he has a man loose in Jason Ball, who thought he had one loose and started off the mark. Sweeps it to Nix. Good contest here, comes loose. Wells again. Finds the veteran, Anthony Stevens. Finds his brother running into trouble. His brother won't appreciate that hand pass. Petrie to Motlop. Very wide for Harding, and Crouch takes it away from him. Got a pair of gloves between them, Harding and Crouch, down there. Crouch giving another stopping job on the goal sneak.
Just something that's happening at the moment, Tim, is that they're being forced out wide, the Kangaroo forwards.
Ball against Rocker. Rocker fisted into the pocket. Anthony Stevens into the back of Maxfield. Umpire let it go. And Maxfield's been pinged, and gee, it's tough. He threw his body on the ball, and in the end he's been penalised.
It'll be good to see again. Here it is.
Got hit in the head to boot.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what you can do on that, that situation, because if he hits the ball, it goes out of bounds, doesn't it? He needs to take it back in and gain possession.
I get sick of talking about it, Sauce. It's a much discussed issue at the moment.
Corey Jones has got the free kick. Importantly for the Kangaroos. Now, again, the angle is tight. He's only 25 metres from goal. He's kicked 13 goals, 13 this season. And he's nailed it. Roos get the first one on the board.
And the crowd aren't happy at the SCG, which is resounding with... He copped one high tackle there, but it just seems that if you get over the ball, it's almost as though you forfeit all your rights to any protection.
No one's going to want to go and get it.
Exactly. Well, whatever. Maxfield is off for the time being. David Misson, the Swans fitness advisor, just taking him for a stroll. Been a very lively player in the early part. Hale rucking for the Kangaroos now. Jude Bolton the takeaway. Makepeace trying to get under it. And Watt cleverly, deft little palm, knocks the ball back to him. Anthony Stevens, won't he want to produce a big performance for his mate Glenn Archer tonight? Harding kicked it in the boundary umpire's opinion, and now it's to the Swans' advantage. Crouch to Bolton, to Nix, to Barry. Come on, Leo, show us your stuff. Crouch shows us his as well. They are so brave in defence with their pinball machine methods. Bolton now, chain of hand passes. Matthews, Kirk, Barry, misses. Sinclair dangerous for the Kangaroos. When it rebounds on you, it can hurt. Oh, Harding just about took off.
Gee. He just should have run on, shouldn't he? There were three Kangaroos there. They could have shepherded it anyway.
I'm with you, Steve. There was certainly going to be a block that would have helped him with a passageway in the goal. Here's the mark.
Three Kangaroos there. No Swan within about 20 metres.
He went to go, stopped.
Well, it probably should have been play on because he'd gone over the mark.
Lightning quick, young Harding. Not the greatest kick for goal, though.
Whatever, good pressure from the Kangaroos.
They mucked around with it, didn't they, Sydney?
Yep. So this to put the Roos in front. Good kick. He's done it. Kangaroos lead. Well, how many hand passes?
Well, there was a few.
Swans takeaway.
Well, there was plenty there, but as Steve said, great pressure, and this is what they've got to do, the Kangaroos. They've got to hold the ball inside their forward 50. Sydney gets so much drive out of their back line through their run. Their forwards need to work hard and lock the ball in, create the turnovers. And there's Barry Hall, only the one possession to date. We see Brown on him at the moment, but Shannon Watt has done the job on him.
Well, the Swans pay a heavy price for over-possessing on that occasion. Roos in front, the tackles. 15-3 in favour of the Kangas at the moment, so they are hard at it. McVeigh for Sydney, puts them inside 50. O'Loughlin couldn't quite trap it. Brown to King, who just blazes away back to the wing, gets good distance, but Doyle's sitting under it for Sydney. Stephen Doyle goes short to Kirk.
Swans have had 31 kicks, 42 hand passes.
So Brett Kirk is averaging 20 touches a game this season to the 50. Well trapped by O'Keefe, who squares it up into the corridor. Wells from behind. Doyle attacks it, slaps it forward. Nicks, quick hands to Bevan, to Kirk, who's run down by Wells. Umpire says play on. In there is McVeigh. Handball comes out into the pocket. Kangaroos get numbers back. Corey Jones hot on his heel as Davis. And in the end, we'll have a throw in. 25 metres out from the Swans' goal. Fans not in a happy mood at the minute.
They're not. Good to hear them making characteristic football sounds on the Sydney cricket ground, isn't it? Of course, they've had footy here for more than 20 years now, but they've become an educated audience. Good steal by Davis to Hall. And a goal. Very good goal. Nick Davis putting his imprint on that. And putting Barry Hall in the contest, really, for the first time tonight.
Well, we haven't seen too much of him, Tim, but he is a quality player now, and that's his first for the night. Only his second disposal. Hasn't had too many opportunities. They have been overusing the ball a fraction, the Swans. They need to get it down to him nice and quickly. And Nick Davis, of course, heavily involved in this piece of play here, getting the ball out to Barry Hall, kicking his first goal of the game. Great little interception there, and Hall, great snap.
58th goal of the season to Barry Hall, who's 6 on the goal-kicking table. Second on the AFL in marks, number 1 with contested marks. Could he win a Brownlow from full forward? From the bounce, O'Keefe, wonderful attack on the football to Maxfield, who's back on. Disposal number 10 to McVeigh, back to O'Keefe. Swans running it inside their attacking 50. Hall back of the pack, lurking his own Lachlan. Handball over the top to Davis. Davis, goal! Brilliant! That was exciting stuff.
Sensational play, wasn't it? And it might have been, I'm not too sure which Swan player was that the attack on the ball to gain possession up about O'Keefe. It set this piece of play up. This is skill, Tim.
He's a great goal kicker, isn't he? He really knows where they are, and he's happy to be back. Very valuable cog in the Swans' attacking setup.
Well, remember the first game of the year, he was on fire against the Lions, wasn't he? What, 4 goals in the first quarter and a half?
Yeah,
about.
He had 3 in about 15 minutes, I think, from the start of the season.
Did a hip.
So the Swans kicked the first 2. Kangaroos replied with the next 2. Swans have strung 2 together now. Anthony Stevens losing it. Maxfield back. So another ball up.
Had a big first quarter, Stuart Maxfield, 11 disposals.
Swans figures now 37 kicks, 51 hand passes. Petrie swinging it high. Goods in the premier position and takes it well. Has Crouch wide, slipping away from Harding. 151st consecutive game. The first of which, of course, was his debut. An amazing career thus far. Now Barry Hall.
Round 7, 1998, Tim.
Here's O'Keefe. Sinclair, his opponent, doing okay so far. Watt mopping up for Harris. Very wide, too wide. Swans ball, margin 10 points, but look at that. The big possession earners all wearing red and white. You'd have to say the Swans have looked the team more likely early.
Motlop, Harding and Brown all have 5 for the Kangaroos. Goods looks for Hall. Oh, good attack on the ball again, both by Brown and by Bevan for Sydney. Great little pick up there. That was Buchanan. Into red time in the first quarter. Tight in the clinches at the moment. Wells gets stripped. Now Makepeace to Anthony Stevens. Back to Wells. Under pressure. Left foot kick wasn't bad. McKernan's there. That's a free kick surely to Jude Bolton. I beg your pardon, Craig Bolton. It is. Advantage paid. Goods to half forward. Kick a little astray. And we'll have a throw in. And coming off, looking a little bit worse for wear is Corey McKernan. There's the challenge between Bevan and Brown.
And it's great to see neither player jumping, both nice and low, going for the footy.
Centre wing, Simpson. He's been pretty quiet by his standards in the first quarter. Adam Simpson has had just the one disposal. No wonder. Guess who's on him? Just about, well, he is the premier tagger in the competition and does well with the disposals, averaging 20 himself a game. There he is, speak of the devil. Will one over the top from Kirk to O'Keefe. That is a beautiful kick. Tip of the goal square. O'Loughlin, great roving. Brilliant play again by the Swans. Well, the benefit, Stephen Silvani, of long, direct football.
It was, and that's exactly what that was. The beauty of it was O'Loughlin stayed down. We just see the kick here to the top of the square.
Glenn Archer came back with the flight, put his body on the line as he's done so many times, but of course it left his opponent loose.
It did, and great play by O'Loughlin there. He went front and square. See how he got to the front of the pack, usually where the ball falls, and read it perfectly.
And poor Archer could only sit there on one knee and watch the damage be completed by O'Loughlin, who's had a good quarter on him, and he has very much taken the honours. Swans have slipped away here. Warning lights on for the Kangaroos, and the numbers prevail here. Doyle to McVeigh, hemmed in. Buchanan gives it back, says go and get it, and it wasn't a bad hand pass putting it in front of him for Kirk again. Not sure who called mine. It might have been Nick Davis. King now to throw in as the end result. So it's a pretty good quarter's work for the Swans.
And there is Stuart Maxfield. Rawlings has the job on him now, and he's been asked to do this in the second half of this first quarter.
11 disposals next to Stuart Maxfield's name. Doyle got the tap. Space opens up for the Swans. Davis just couldn't quite pick it up. Harris under pressure for the Roos. Back to Simpson. Over to Anthony Stevens. He gets bowled over by Buchanan and consequently puts it out on the full. Good hard footy by the Swans. So Stuart Maxfield has it yet again. One last chance for the Swans in this first quarter. Long penetrating kick. Hall sets himself, just couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Sinclair for the Roos. Not a bad kick to Harding, who lost a handle on it. Crouch is there. Good slipped over at the crucial moment, but did well to tap it back to Crouch. He's mowed down by Harding. Brown's in there. Goods again. Sinclair. Throw in.
Just the Adam Goods of old, isn't it? Involved at ground level.
Looks a bit more mobile, doesn't he, the last couple of weeks? So that'll be quarter time here at the SCG, and the Sydney Swans have doubled the Kangaroos score, 32-16, Steve Silvani.
Yeah, they've done well, Sydney, haven't they? They knew that the Kangaroos were going to come out with all guns blazing. They matched their competitiveness, and I'm sure that Paul Roos would be delighted with the way they went in that first quarter.
So half-time at the quarter time at the SCG. It is the Sydney Swans 32 leading the Kangaroos 16. A month to go, and then it's finals time. Stephen Silvani, your thoughts?
Oh, well, as I said earlier, the Swans were fantastic. They were competitive. They matched the Kangaroos' intensity.
No easy takeaway here as the second term starts. Brown crashing in from the middle. Kirk's hand pass eventually finds its way to Jude Bolton. Here's Hall and Davis and Hall again. But David King does well, supported by Archer. Simpson and Bolton makes a clean spoil. First quarter possessions were 105 to 62. That's a huge margin of more than 60%.
Yeah, and we just see Severio Rocker up in the forward line there. He's one tall player that needs to present and really needs to straighten up the Kangaroos up in their forward line.
Harris harassed out of it by Jude Bolton. Matthews, clever little kick. Lovely hand pass, Ablett to Kirk. Pushed in the back, was he? Yes, he was.
Push in the back.
Desperate attempt by Harris to unbalance him, but a push in the back right in front of umpire Brett Allen. And Brett Kirk, who's not a big goal kicker for the Swans, can line them up. He's kicked just 8 for the season and 43 in his career.
Get your edge.
Testing angle. A very handy goal for Sydney if he can kick it. Left foot kick. And they like it. He's done it. Swans lead by 22.
Well, it's a good result for Brett Kirk, of course, playing on Adam Simpson. Probably now has Adam Simpson thinking the other way now that he's kicked that goal, needs to pull one back. You just see the push in the back there. Correct call by the umpire.
Swans shoot further ahead here at the SCG early in the second term, 22 points. 38 plays 16. Bounce favours ball, taken though by McKernan, who goes inside 50. No mark there to Jones. And all wrapped up. Another bounce, 40 metres out. Well, the matchup is interesting between Kirk and Simpson at the moment. Look at that. He's getting towelled up, Adam Simpson.
He is at the moment. He would just push forward too. He didn't start in the centre square bounce then. Went to the Kangaroos forward line.
Chance here for the badly needed goal for the Roos. Not on your life, says Maxfield to Kirk. Got pushed. Free kick. So Brett Kirk coming up for disposal number 11. As I said, he averages 20 a game this season. So he's well on track to do that. Craig Bolton over the top to Ty Kennelly. Too much on it for Nix, and we'll have a throw in.
Swans have kicked the last 4 goals on a coolish night in Sydney, where a warming beverage is useful to have near at hand. Ball and McKernan. McKernan not really making a mark on it yet. Matthews for Sydney, and they're dangerous again. Watt in good position. Controlled that well for Stevens. They're all over Jude Bolton. Ablett's been good. Good tackle this time by Harris. Rawlings, good hands. Wells, nowhere to go. Rawlings again. Makepeace moving for him.
Mine.
Nothing there for the Kangaroos. And the bounce doesn't help. Motlop now for Simpson to add to his thin stats. Good placement. How will it bounce? Just across the face. It's like goal umpire Andrew Demetriou indicating a minor score to the Kangas.
Kick in finds Shawball. Pops one over the top to Barry. Back to Shawball. Not a lot to kick to. Just manages to get out of the way of Motlop, and in the end that's pretty ordinary. Good pressure.
Deliberate.
Yeah, fair enough too. So free kick to the Kangaroos. Here's a chance. Rocker provides a lead. Adam Simpson's further into the pocket, says kick it to me. Grant bangs it long. Rocker sets himself. In front is ball. Swans are going to clear. Bolton to Ablett. Now to Craig Bolton to the wing. Good kick. Now Kirk's got it. To Kennelly, who continues to run from halfback. Penetrating kick. Archer one out with O'Loughlin. Barry Hall's got it. There's another one coming up for Sydney. Well, again, Steve Savani, the value of a long, quick kick to your key forwards.
Oh, yes, and I can tell you something. When there's a kick like that comes into your forward half, it puts the defenders under enormous pressure. Exactly what it did to the Kangaroos defenders there. Not pleasant to be standing under a ball like that. And O'Loughlin did well to get Archer to fall to the ground.
The headaches are only becoming more intense. The Swans lead by 27 points. And it is shaping as a tough night in the Kangaroos coaching box. McKernan the hand onto it. Kirk getting the next hand in. But Jones for the Roos to make peace. And Motlop. And this is a scoring chance with the man on the mark 45 metres out.
Swans have had 53 more disposals than the Kangaroos. And it's only early in the second quarter.
It's amazing. 70 hand passes. Now Motlop, Kangaroos desperate for this. He doesn't deliver. Another miss. It's not Andrew Demetriou, it's actually Sergio Viagra, about whose name I can assure you the umpires do have a few good-natured jokes.
Share them with us.
Viagra.
Yes, I got as much as that. That's about it. Motlop has kicked 3 behind so far. Kangaroos need goals. Kennelly with the Phil Carman-esque boots. Goes long and wide, looking for McKernan. Couldn't take the mark. Kirk pops one over the top to McVeigh. Again, the Swans run the ball out of defence. Bolton to Matthews. Will he go long again? Looks for O'Loughlin instead. Archer in front. Hall front and centre. Breaks the tackle with strength. Barry Hall should kick it. He does in the end. Around the corner. Sensational! Big Bad Bustling's got 3. And the Swans have taken this game by the throat, and that was just brute strength.
It was brute strength. Great play, Barry Hall. But we talked about the Sydney handball, Tim. They had 4 or 5 handballs in their back half. Once they got to the centre line, they decided to kick the ball, something that the Kangaroos aren't doing. They play a very good game plan, the Sydney Swans. They give their forwards every opportunity.
This is blown right out. Swans by 32 points. And Hall, after a quiet start, becoming a dominant figure, and he can do it in very quick time. McKernan and ball, and here's Kirk again dangerous. The bounce eludes him. Grant. Rocker is there, but he's out-positioned by Shawble. Chance for Jones on his wrong side. Manages to use the left, but to no avail. And they continue to accumulate for Brett Kirk.
50 plays 18. Rocker. Oh, now here's a chance. Rawlings should goal, but he misses. Quick snap just offline. Things not working for the Roos at the moment.
And there is Luke Ablett and Daniel Wells. Daniel Wells only the 6 disposals. Ablett has had 7, doing a wonderful job. The Kangaroos will be hoping that Daniel Wells can assert some authority on this game.
So Stuart Maxfield to do the kicking in. Oh, short just to Matthews on the boundary line. A bit of a stalemate at the moment. Matthews looking for someone to kick to. The umpire gives him the hurry up. Play on. Long kick to half back. Ball in front. Did it easily against McKernan in the end.
Well, too easy.
Number 15 for Kirk, and what a good delivery that was. Craig Bolton didn't exactly have a lot of space. And that's not bad either for Bevan, who's lined up in the front half tonight. Hasn't had a big impact yet, but he is a goer. And he delivers well. They can use it well by foot when the spirit moves them.
Big huddle in the Sydney goal square.
Bolton keeps it wide. That wasn't good. And Simpson chips in for the Kangaroos, but about all they're doing at the moment is holding back the tide.
Rocker has come off the ground. Petrie's replaced him.
The veteran, David King, got a call from Wells over on the other side, decided to ignore that, and I think that was wise. Not much there for that either, and Adam Goods standing like a colossus. And it's Craig Bolton again.
On centre wing. All wants it quick and long. He gets it now. Dishes off the handball to Goods, but he gave it straight up to Wells. So Wells, not a lot to kick to once again. Goes long in the end, and that's a terrific mark taken by Rawlings against Maxfield, and more importantly, kept his feet, plays on. But again, he goes very wide. Motlop can't take the mark.
And that's been their problem, hasn't it?
Well, how do you straighten it up? I mean, is it force of habit the way they're going?
Well,
they're
being forced out wide from Sydney's pressure. They've got to start looking into the corridor and make their run through the middle of the ground. Just at the moment, every time they've got a mark up in their forward 50, it has been wide.
Harris, now Simpson, and King, who's covered some territory. But from out on the boundary line, it was always going to be tough. They've kicked 2-8 to 8-2. The margin 30 points, and it's been a long time between drinks for the Kangaroos. A rather haunted looking Dean Laidley.
Swans have kicked the last 6 goals. So Maxfield once again. Chooses the short option and finds Matthews. He's also had plenty of it. This is disposal number 11. Plays on. Long kick once again. Looks for O'Keefe. Can't take the mark. Well played by Nix. Tapped it back in the direction of O'Keefe, but Makepeace gets there first. That's a better long kick. Looking for McKernan. Good mark. Corey McKernan running back with the flight. And that is an excellent grab. And now, can he kick the goal the Kangaroos so desperately need? That was a beautiful grab, Sauce.
No, it was nice and strong. He's a big man, Corey McKernan. He needs to stand up for the Kangaroos.
So Corey McKernan kicked 303 goals in his 234-game career. 10 matches this year for 10 goals. 45 out. Corey McKernan, we gave him the big build-up, but he's missed to the right. So another behind to the Kangaroos.
What an enigmatic figure he is. In the early part of his career, such a brilliant player. But he really has had his ups and downs in recent seasons. The best and fairest at Carlton, sent packing a year later. Crouched dangerously, but Kennelly somehow always seems to find a way, even out of the tightest corners. And then he loves to run. Bolton gives it back to him. And he steers it wide for Nick Davis. Well covered by young Callum Birch, the first game of number 14 in the sleeves out there. Getting his first crack.
Tim, uncontested possessions. You look at the tally now, the Swans have had overall 61 more disposals. Look at the handball, 79 to 30. That's a high tackle. It'll be a free kick to Sydney. .60 from goal. And the man receiving it is Jude Bolton. Hall, O'Loughlin lurking dangerously in the goal square. They're given plenty of space. Not the best of kicks from Bolton. Now what? That was a high tackle on Ablett. Umpire let it go. Hall again with strength. got it to Kirk, slapped it out to Craig Bolton. Back inside 50 goes Sydney. Brown will get there first for the Kangaroos. Some heavy shepherding off the ball. Doyle, Archer, O'Keefe. Good stuff. Bounce. 30 metres out from the Swans' goal. Last man up is Archer in game number 250.
Jude Bolton having plenty of it, as he usually does. He's another one of the Swans' very good tacklers, top 10 in the league. Here's O'Loughlin. Archer shrugged off. Just didn't hit Ablett cleanly, and he's overwhelmed with numbers here. Simpson to Brown. Stevens pushed off his kick. Now Harris. And the Kangaroos can break. Not much forward of the centre. Harding and Motlop are there, but they're not great aerialists. Crouch giving Harding a tough night. And Motlop takes it over.
And there is Grant and Ben Matthews. Ben Matthews doing a wonderful job. Grant only the 4 disposals so far.
Petrie against Doyle. Petrie got the front posse, got the tap to Grant. Now Makepeace, he usually uses the ball well. Long kick in the direction of McKernan, who sets himself and gets it. Another excellent mark from Corey McKernan. This time he's 50 out from goal.
Be interesting to see whether he got first grab to that.
Good to see him contesting hard though in the air, isn't it, Sauce?
This is the grab here.
Yeah, that's a mark. So Corey McKernan, who is a thumping kick, he'll be kicking this one from about 54 metres out. Very similar position to the one he missed a short time ago. Drop punt on its way. It's home. Kangaroos get one back. And some good footy in the last couple of minutes from Corey McKernan.
Yeah, well, they needed someone to stand up in their forward half. Of course, Severio rocker off the ground, but Corey McKernan the last 5 minutes taken 2 really strong grabs and a very good goal here.
Well, that's a promising sign for the Kangaroos. A couple of big marks to McKernan. First shot missed, second one hit the target. Their first goal for nearly half an hour. But the Swans make an easy takeaway. Kirk drawing the tacklers to O'Keefe, Thulis, Kirk again. Now Buchanan, little untidy, Maxfield. Now McVeigh can straighten. Oh, great effort, Makepeace.
Good to see. Little things like that get you back in the game.
Well, they've kicked 1-5 to 3 straight in this quarter. They've actually had twice as many scoring shots. That's the Kangaroos I'm talking about.
Deep in Sydney's attacking zone. Hall again with strength, got rid of his opponent, but he's been pinged. Took it out of the ruck.
And 50 maybe.
Fumbled it out, free kick.
Not true, said Barry.
Must be a handball, not a fumble.
So there's the directive from the umpire. As the Roos to work it to half back. Lee Brown's got it. Not a bad kick to half forward Simpson.
Well done, Kennelly.
Yeah, it was well done by Kennelly. Over to Matthews, to Kirk. Out wide, back to Kennelly. To half forward, looking for O'Keefe. Underneath it, Sinclair. Hall again. Says, get out of my way. Dishes off the handball to Buchanan, who goes short and finds O'Loughlin.
Great footy. Well done, Ty Kennelly. Started that attack. Got back. Helped one of his teammates to cause the spoil. And Sydney were just able to run the ball up with hands. And a clever kick there.
So Michael O'Loughlin has had the better of Glenn Archer. He's lining up here for goal number 3. Hall's also got 3 and is doing some great work across half forward also. That's why he could possibly win the Brownlow this year, Barry Hall.
Be good to see.
Great to see. So O'Loughlin has got 2. Kicks from 40 metres out. And he splits the middle. So Hall and O'Loughlin combine again They've got 6 between them, and the Swans lead by plenty.
He's a tough player to play on, Michael O'Loughlin, particularly out of the goal square. So explosive off the mark. The great aggressive play there by Barry Hall. Broke through the tackle and set the goal up. And Barry Hall, his aggression is what gets Sydney going. We just watch him pick the ball up, breaks through the tackle. Great aggressive play.
And Glenn Archer's misery compounded. His opponent O'Loughlin gets his third. Ablett soccers the ball into the 50 again. Here's Archer leading O'Loughlin to the ball and banging it away. Matthews, though, for the Swans. And Doyle gives it to his housemate, Kennelly, who delivers perfectly for Buchanan. Twisting inside onto the left. Ball again. Shrugging them off. Sinclair in with Ablett. And the Kangaroos hold it up for the moment. Kangaroos have had 18 kicks for the quarter. 17 of them long, 1 short. King now. Grant. There's another long kick. And that's a pretty well-placed one for Motlop, right in front of his eyes. Now the 50 is open. Chance for them here. He goes for Brown wide. Doesn't really improve their position a great deal. Jones is making position for him, but Doyle cuts him off and brings it down for Matthews. Swans in control of just about every moment. Crouch has been good on Harding and making plays occasionally. Goods couldn't hang on. And young Urch gets his first real feel of the ball and delivers for Makepeace.
So Troy Makepeace has got room to move. Has a couple of bounces. Now inside 50, looks for Rawlings. Second grab, yes. So Brady Rawlings directly in front will be kicking from 45 out. Nine goals for the season to Brady Rawlings, so directly in front, 45 out. Kicking for the Kangaroos, 4th. In he comes. And it's a poster. Well, they've kicked 3 goals, 6 from set shots tonight, and you just get the feeling, I know it's early days, doesn't appear to be the Kangaroos' night.
It's like a disease, isn't it?
And it's
just spreads.
1-6 for this quarter. This is Nix for the Swans, who are as much fun to watch when they're defending as other sides are when they're attacking. Long ball, Doyle with 2 against him. And another one of those SCG stoppages. In the last 4 minutes of the quarter, Swans doubling the Kangaroo score. Doyle cleanly to Nix, fumbled. Kirk. It's another ball up.
Was trying to gain possession.
We were here for the 100 stoppage night 3 or 4 weeks ago against Adelaide.
Don't remind us of that night, Tim.
Slippery conditions didn't help. It was a miserable affair, but conditions good tonight. The count won't be as high, but still, there'll be plenty of them. Here's Makepeace. Forced very wide. So it's another miss, effectively. And another Swans free kick.
And there is Brett Kirk on screen, a 19 disposal. He's on Adam Simpson, who's only had the 5.
Davis didn't panic. And his kick finds Barry. So what's Leap and Leo going to do with it? Goes short in the end to Nick. And Nick Smart's just outside defensive 50. Into the middle. Is that a mark? It is just. To Craig Bolton. In fact, a free kick in the end.
Back around. That's it.
So he gets the call to play on. Craig Bolton drills it long to a one-on-one situation. Hall against Watt. Well played by Watt. Head over the football. Little kick off the ground to Sinclair. Back to the wing. Anthony Stevens. Quick hands. Back to Watt. Well played by Shawbull. Won it back for Sydney to half forward. And it's a mark to Jones. So entering red time in the second term. Jess Sinclair. Long kick. Can McKernan take another one? He's in front. Not this time. Back of the pack again. The Swans had the numbers. And here they come as Crouch sweeps a handball into the middle to O'Keefe. To Buchanan. To Hall. And Hall's marked directly in front, 55 metres from goal. He's kicked 3 straight so far this evening.
And once again, the run out of the Sydney back half. There was some poor chasing by Kangaroo forwards. Lack of pressure. Ball coming out far too easily.
So Barry Hall has kicked 3. O'Loughlin's also got 3 straight. This is really going to hurt if he can nail this just before half-time. He's given it everything. And he's missed to the right. And it's a point to Barry Hall. So he blots his copybook as far as kicking straight's concerned. 3-1 to Hall. 9-3 to the Swans. 57 plays 28.
And the difference is the Swans have 2 focal point forwards. Hall and O'Loughlin, 6 goals between them. Swans have kicked 9, Kangaroos have kicked 3, and none of those have come from key forwards. Wells to Urch. Time for the Roos to just pull one back and take something to half-time with them.
Got Motlop free, too slow.
20-year-old from Melbourne's western suburbs. Urch to Jones, who probably should have marked that in front. Another chance goes begging. And the seconds are ebbing away here. Swans by 29. Last chance for the Kangaroos. Into the last 20 seconds. Hale against Doyle. Motlop saw it coming. Tried for the steal. Just didn't work. Like so many attempted plays before it. Crouch clearing for the Swans. Buchanan now. Watt has this one covered. Sinclair. The time running out, and Sydney will take a handsome lead to half-time, and the faithful at the SCG are happy with a 29-point lead to the locals at halfway.
And it appears tonight the Swans hungry for success. Young Callum Urch playing his first game of league football. Former All-Australian under-18 player. Taken pick 25 back in 2002 from the Western Jets. Originally started out at Spotswood.
Just whatever happens tonight, it's a night he won't forget. As forgettable as the night might have been for the Kangaroos so far.
So 57 plays 28. The Swans 29 points in front as we start the third term, and that is exactly what Dean Laidley would not have wanted. A centre square infringement. Swans into attack. And a mark taken by O'Keefe, who, as Steve Silvani said in the first quarter, is a very hard player to match up on.
Yes, and just keeps improving. Generally a lovely shot for goal. That's a good grab.
He's 190 centimetres, Ryan O'Keefe. He's
deceiving, isn't it?
He's quick and he's pretty good close to the ground, and yet with that height, he's a problem for a player of Sinclair's stature. He's 180.
22 goals this season to O'Keefe. And it is home for a goal. So exactly the start that the Roos didn't want, and Paul Roos, though, will be delighted.
Yes, and this is the extra height that he generally gets over his direct opponent, but he's just a great decoy also for Barry Hall.
He's an important cog up there, isn't he? And with Nick Davis back too, it really adds to their arsenal. Well, that was the start from hell for Dean Laidley. A free kick out of the centre. Kick into the 50 mark, goal. And the Swans lead by 35 points. It's been a horror night for the Kangaroos so far. The Swans take it away again. Bolton just bouncing it forward. And Brown's in the way for the Roos. Motlop steering it inboard now. Can they find some directness in their build-ups to goal? Wells sitting it up. And Simpson takes the mark. Well, that looked as though it was a planned play, as he just played a wedge shot of a kick for Simpson to have the run at it.
Yeah, well, he did. He just set it up there. Pretty sure that he knew that Simpson had found some space on Brett Kirk. Very good overhead, Adam Simpson.
So Adam Simpson, after perhaps his quietest half of football of the year, and he kicks badly, wastefully, and Sergio Viagra indicates it's a minor result. The lead is 34 points Sydney's way, and if you hear a ripple of applause around the Sydney cricket ground, the century's up. The Swans have posted their 100th hand pass in the early minutes after half-time.
So believe it or not, the Kangaroos have had more scoring shots at goal, but they trail by 34 points. Harris, as we said, been a shining light, one of the few for the Roos tonight, to Wells. Back inside 50, and the sliding marks taken by Harding. So off comes the glove. Lee Harding's kicked 1-1 tonight. He's kicking from about 48 metres out. There's the angle that confronts him. We have seen goals kicked from here, so it is gettable. He's not the most reliable kick. It has the ability to dod the hard ones and miss the easy ones. Lee Harding. It's a good effort. It's an excellent effort. It's a goal to the Kangas. Well, there you go.
No, it's fantastic. Under pressure, the young kid put his second goal through for the game, and well, I saw David King actually go across and wanted the chip pass across, but this young boy here went back, took his time, and put the goal through. Exactly what the Kangaroos needed.
So it's back to square one. Harding, the first multiple goal scorer for the Kangaroos. 15 for the season. Daniel Wells in the centre square, you can see on the right in the sleeves for the Kangaroos, and they really need him, and he's been involved in the build-up in those couple of plays in which they've scored. Now Harris to Simpson, back in the centre, wide for Harding. Crouch wearing him like the proverbial glove. So a throw in.
Two players that need to stand up for the Kangaroos, Tim, are Drew Petrie and also Severio Rocker. They have not taken a mark between them.
Rocker rucking here against ball. And that's out on the full from King. He had nowhere to go. He needed to just finesse the ball along the ground in some way. Kennelly gives to Matthews, and the Swans run out of defence again.
Matthews goes up the middle. That's an excellent kick. Finds O'Keefe. Ryan O'Keefe again drills it long. Archer wrestles with O'Loughlin. Watt paddles and finds the safety of the boundary line. 45 out from Sydney's goal. 63 plays 35. It's a 28-point margin in favour of the Swans. Ball and Rocker nullify each other. Harris, good tackle by Buchanan. Grant under pressure, squeezes the kick out, not 15, says the umpire, and rightly so. Archer attacks it. Great tackle again by Buchanan. Well done, Aidan Buchanan, and we'll have a bounce 45 metres out from Sydney's goal.
Terrific tackling by Buchanan. Bit of pugnacious Scottish blood in there, you would imagine. Kangaroos have got to be hard at it here. Well done ball, giving Davis a chance. Wells, wonderful smother, and Rawlings sees it over.
Yeah, we just saw Daniel Wells on screen. His direct opponent, Luke Ablett, has actually come off the ground. I'm not too sure whether he's injured, but Jared Crouch is now his direct opponent.
Kangaroos have got to fight here. They can't afford to concede. Rocket rucking again with ball. Kirk. Now Hall is there. Archer is there too. Wonderful mark. Inspiring mark.
How many times have we seen that, Tim?
That was inspiring stuff. Vintage Glenn Archer. We saw him miss one of those in the second quarter, which, in fact, the first quarter, which cost him a goal. His direct opponent, Michael O'Loughlin, but he didn't miss on that occasion, Glenn Archer. He enjoyed it too. As Watt receives. Still in the back pocket for the Roos. Long kick. In front, Petrie. Well, there you go, Sauce.
There you go.
So Drew Petrie's got a mark. That one was to Stephen Silvani. As they work it to half forward. Motlop. Showed his opponent the ball, lucky to get away with it. Now Rawlings drives long into the goal square. Big pack fly. Sinclair attacked it. Shawble saw it safely over the line. The Stevens boys on the bench, along with Clayton and Hale. Throw in. From behind, ball reached over, got the tap. Matthews to Shawble. Good tackle by Grant. And the handball comes out to Crouch. We'll have a throw in. 55 out from the Roos goal.
Can they find a supply of goals, or a supplier of goals? Motlop is one they would hope for to do it, but he's in some bother at the moment. Here's Harris, eventually finding someone to give it to, and Rawlings misses. This is a tragic succession of wasted opportunities. 16 scoring shots to 13 to trail by 27 points.
And that's the Sydney forward line. It was left completely open. Sydney pushing virtually every player in their defensive half.
Jude Bolton receiving from Matthews and setting him up in space. And the runners are there for him. And leaping Leo is on the end of the hand pass. Kirk giving it back to him, but he can't escape the tackle this time. Grant to Urch to Jones, and the Kangaroos might rebound.
Well, the Kangas last week kicked 5-12 against the Adelaide Crows. They've got 4-12 tonight. So something's gone horribly skew the last 2 weeks.
Their 5 leading goal kickers for the year: Rocker, Motlop, Grant, Harvey and Petrie have kicked 131 for the season. Tonight, collectively, with Harvey not playing, they have 3 behinds.
Jude Bolton for Sydney, dragged down, umpire let it go. Handball in the direction of Sinclair. He's got the old 70s Sharpie haircut. Kirk to Crouch, sidesteps. Oh, wobbles one into the goal square. Hall off his thigh in the end. And that'll be a rush behind. Almost took the one-hander. Bounced onto his thigh and through it went.
Off the boot.
In fact, it was off the boot.
Would have been a serious contender for goal of the year if it had gone through.
Off the thigh, then onto the boot.
Watt sweeping it to Makepeace. And placing it for Simpson. O'Keefe there with him. Harris read it well. Simpson now forced wide. Cleverly snared by David King. This looks promising for the Kangaroos, and the big Sav is at the end of it all, and he must kick this.
Beautiful kick by David King. Choosing your head, Adam.
Yep, spoiled it with his nose. They're 4-7 from set shots for the evening. Now this is their main man. Just one kick for the night prior to this. It started right, but it came back. They're back to within 22 points. And there is hope yet for the Kangaroos.
Well, you just sensed on Dean Laidley's face there. He just feels, I believe, that his players are just working themselves back into the game. Severio Rocker taking his first mark of the game, kicking a goal. Petrie getting involved some 5 minutes ago. So they're starting to fire those taller targets up in their forward line.
Have we seen the start of a big Kangaroo comeback? Shinbone is starting to make their move. It's back to 22 points of difference. Simpson. Little kick out of the pack favoured the Swans. They work it inside 50, and Hall has taken the mark from the little chip kick from Buchanan.
And the Kangaroo players believe it wasn't 15.
50, there, from over there, it was 15. Yep. Just let it come, guys. They're right there. Let's make that, okay?
So Barry Hall, let's have a look and see if it was 15. Oh, yeah, just.
Need to give that.
So Barry Hall's kicked 3 goals, 2. We've given that little heel flick behind before. 45 out. Drives through the ball. Wonderful kick. For the Hall. So there's the quick reply from the Swans.
Beautiful kick, the goal, Tim.
He's kicked 61-35 this year.
And the benefit of getting the ball out of the middle. Clever little kick.
From Adam Simpson, who was forced to go the wrong way. He just had no option. Oh, they love their footy in Sydney. And the Swans are rolling for them at the moment, leading by 28 points. Barry Hall is a heartbreaker. He's kicked 4. McKernan in ruck, but Kirk reading it beautifully for Bolton. A race for this. Hall and Watt make peace. Urch. No one to give it to. Rawlings. Now Simpson starting to get the feel of the footy in his hands with a little more regularity since half-time. Petrie. Brown dropped the head at the crucial moment. Grant mops up. Back to Brown. Now Simpson again covering territory. Leaves it for Motlop. Sold it nicely. Forced wide again, but finds Clayton. Playing his first game this year, the late inclusion. Premiership player with the Kangaroos in 1999, but his career had lost its way over the last 12 months or so. Ordinary season in 2003. Big moment for him here. First touch of the night. Pretty good kick. Has it got the carry? Well, it's got a pretty good result. And Rocker can kick another.
Well, I thought it was going through, Tim. It just dropped short. Did it pretty well. Clayton ran around and just didn't quite make the distance, but Severio Rocker just shifting the pack.
Clayton's coming off. Hale on.
He hasn't been too harsh in setting Rocker up for this, so shouldn't have any problem at all. He kicks his second to the corner, and the Kangaroos are still chipping.
Severio Rocker starting to find a bit of the ball. That's his second mark for the game.
So Big Sav's lifted. He's got 2 goals in the third term. The margin again back to 22 points in favour of the Swans. McKernan grabbed it out of the ruck, penalised.
And you've got a handball kick it back here, he's ready.
Bit of lucky really at the end.
It is. It's ridiculous.
Again, the player trying to make the play. Anyway, Doyle. Oh, it's a beautiful kick to a beautiful lead. And is that enough? Yeah, umpire says that'll do. It's a mark to Barry Hall. Too far out to score, about 65 from goal. Hall. And the turn goes short to Davis, who's still just, well, the man on the mark is right on the 50. So we're kicking from about 53 out. He's a beautiful converter. He's Nick Davis. Kicked a wonderful goal in the first quarter.
You'd think there should be a tall ruckman in the goal square for the Kangaroos.
Well, Davis, on this occasion, has missed everything. So out on the full. Free kick in the back pocket to the Roos. So a chance here to set something up. 22 points, the margin in favour of Sydney.
Well, at least there isn't an entry in his behinds column, which is normally fairly scarce. Petrie now steering it inside for Simpson. And he's now having quite a bit of it as the Kangaroo captain. On to Makepeace and now to McKernan as the Kangaroos build again. If they kick the next, they're in this game.
I reckon he'll have a shot.
Want to do it from 60. He's a long way from home. You've read him pretty well, Sauce, but he hasn't got the carry. Schauble the fist on that. Mopped up by Bevan. Found Kirk, and now Craig Bolton. Swans did it well. Here's O'Loughlin with Archer on his hammer, and he makes the spoil. And he shrugs the tackle. Great stuff from Archer. Finding something in this quarter. Now keeping his feet. Hale, the big fellow, put his head into the tackle. He got down to the ball, and then didn't quite know where to go.
Throw in 50 out for the Roos goal. McKernan up against Doyle. McVeigh, good tackle. We'll have a bounce.
Good tackle, but not.
Tackler was Motlop.
Bit of a change in the uncontested possessions. The Kangaroos starting to set up some players, and in fact having more than Sydney in this quarter.
McKernan over the back of the shoulder. And another stalemate here. Leading possession getters in the game for Sydney, 24 to Kirk, 19 to Matthews, 18 to Jude Bolton, 14 to Makepeace and 12 to Harris for the Roos.
Over the shoulder, Sydney! Done!
Ruck infringement, free kick to Doyle.
Getting some regular footy for the Swans this year. I think he's playing his 14th game for the season. Thula's taken under it by Sinclair. Swans fans and the members reckon he was pushed in the back. In fact, not just in the members. There's a chorus of boos from around the ground.
Yours!
Sinclair goes for Harding. Gee, had no hope. Mopped up by Craig Bolton. Here's Kennelly again. And puts it perfectly between the eyes of McVeigh. Schauble, the veteran, running for him. And can take it, and can run on. Might even be able to load up and have a go at them. He does, and Hall shepherds it home. That is a rare event. Andrew Schauble kicking his first goal of the season, the 34th of his 158-game career.
And clever play here by McVeigh. He sensed that Schauble was coming behind him, and he just had to hold the ball up, wait for Schauble to get there. He gave it across, and Schauble did the rest.
Not quite as big an occasion as the day Rod Carter kicked his one and only at the SCG and received a standing ovation all the way back down the ground, but not insignificant nonetheless.
Well, Adam Simpson fighting back in the matchup against Brett Kirk this quarter, and Andrew Schauble didn't kick it like a backman.
No, kicked it beautifully.
Swans back out to a 28-point lead. Doyle in the ruck, doing nicely. McKernan in there, thrown out of the way, and we'll have a secondary bounce.
It's all right. Just cut in there.
Matthew Scarlett make you jealous last week, Sauce, when he kicked that goal and was cheered all the way back down the ground?
No, I'm happy to see that. Good to see the fullbacks getting a bit of a reception, Tim.
Swans win possession. McVeigh, long kick inside 50. Archer disposed of O'Loughlin and took the mark. Kicks out wide to Watt. To the wing, in between two Kangaroos. Mark's taken by Nix. Nix to half forward. A loose Swan. Oh,
well done.
What a mark to O'Loughlin. He can run on here. He could almost go himself. Decides to handball to McVeigh, who's made space, and McVeigh should goal. Excellent play, Sydney. Well, they execute well, don't they?
Well, they did, and great play, Michael O'Loughlin, but great to see McVeigh get on the end of that one. He set the last goal up, and when you do the team things and teams work together, eventually it becomes your turn. Michael O'Loughlin puts it over to McVeigh. He has his turn shooting for goal.
Well, that set them back in their seats. It's back out to 34 points. Sydney dominating the clearances, even though the Kangaroos have had a better quarter, a more competitive one. I was about to say Glenn Archer had a very good quarter, and suddenly O'Loughlin beat him pointless and set up Jared McVeigh for another Sydney goal. McKernan roving brilliantly to his own knock. If that's a goal, it's a great one. That is magnificent from Corey McKernan. Well, that is as good as it gets.
Yeah, fantastic, Tim. There's a bit happening off the ball. We just see Brett Kirk was fouled off the ball. I think it was Brown that comes in off the line. Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. A ruckman roving his own knock out of the centre, kicking a goal.
Look at this, Buchanan telling McVeigh he's got some paint on the head. Looks a bit like Braveheart. And tries to wipe it off the scone. That was after he converted, but what a wonderful goal from Corey McKernan. Swans still lead by 28. McKernan's kicked a couple. Doyle in the middle. Bolton head over the ball. Big tackle by Makepeace. Good umpiring to let it go. We'll have another bounce.
Good tackle. Thanks, guys. Thanks, trying out. Thanks, Jude.
So McKernan sneaks into the forward 50 as Brown will contest this ball up against Goods. Quick hands to Jude Bolton. To the half-forward flank. O'Keefe got a bad bounce. McVeigh's there. O'Keefe in support. Rawlings spent it before he had it. O'Keefe kept his feet. Good tackle by Motlop. Throw in.
Now, that last ball up, there was a bit of friction, and Lee Brown coming in hard. Opened the door for McKernan, but turned out the light for the moment for Brett Kirk. Not that it hurt him too much. He's up and at him again. Simpson, his opponent, stolen from him by Goods. And making space, Buchanan. Sitting it up and running it home. The Swans can do no wrong. Well, he played that like a master at St Andrews, did David Buchanan.
He's having a very good night.
He's tenacious and he's also skillful. Looks like Adam Schneider's twin brother.
He does too, Tim, but once again, the Swans coming inboard, straighten the whole play up. Buchanan kicking the goal.
Sydney with all the answers. They lead once again by 34. Buchanan's first for the night. Doyle the tap. Simpson can't get a kick away. Doyle again. Little soccer off the ground by O'Keefe. Now Matthews pops one over the top. Buchanan again finds O'Loughlin. And Michael O'Loughlin will line up from 40 metres out for goal number 4.
Yeah, just looking at Glenn Archer's reaction, a great little kick here by Buchanan. Not much you can do being the defender when there's a pass like that. It's almost the perfect kick down low.
And Buchanan coming off for a breather after some excellent work. And Maxfield back on.
And look at that level of domination at the stoppages. Sydney annihilating the Kangaroos. No wonder they play for them when they can win as clearly as that.
Right there. Go off that line, I'll call it.
He does it every time. Reading the lips. He does too. Michael O'Loughlin has got 3. And no problems there. Four to O'Loughlin, 4 to Hall. Biggest margin of the match now, Tim.
And even though they were challenged momentarily, they've had a big quarter. They've kicked 6 to 4 and maintained control. And poor old Glenn Archer on the big night, his 250th. It just hasn't gone for him. Dean Laidley's heart pumping away on his sleeve. Swans by 40. Kangaroos win one out of the middle. Simpson. Barry belting it back, but giving away a free kick. Had a hand in Motlop's back, in the estimation of Andrew Coates.
Be good to see again.
Leo looking as though he swallowed some yogurt. It's a month after its use-by date.
You'd be happy with the way he went about that.
Motlop kicks long and true for the Kangaroos, but it's a long way back. Well, you're a defender, Sauce. I reckon you might take issue with the decision. I could see why the umpire might have played that.
Obviously, that was it there. But as a defender, you're happy to get body on body. He was nice and aggressive there, Leo Barry, but was caught for holding.
Doing what defenders do frequently, but they try not to get caught.
Sorry for going for the ball, Tim.
Daniel Motlop gets his first for the night after registering 3 behinds. And the Roos cut the margin back to 34. Doyle, who's been good in the ruck in this third term, to O'Keefe. Jude Bolton almost found Bevan. Wins the football anyway. Sweeps the handball out to O'Keefe on his wrong side. He'll double back. Now to the tip of the goal square.
O'Loughlin's hurt.
Archer takes to mark his opponent. So the Kangaroos out of trouble. Simpson just gets the kick before he's run down. McKernan slips over at the crucial moment, and it's a mark to the Sydney Swans. They waste no time. Nix. Oh, Kirk loose at centre half forward. He'll go for home. It's a good kick. Has it got enough? Oh! Right on the goal line. And Barry will go back and kick goal number 5.
Well, did the right thing, Barry Hall. Had to go for the mark, running with the flight of it.
Michael O'Loughlin sours the moment as he heads towards the interchange bench. It's not an unfamiliar sight.
Well, he's had a wretched run, hasn't he? Let's hope it's nothing serious. Good roost from Kirk, wasn't it?
Yeah, he'd be a little bit disappointed in Barry Hall.
So plagued by hamstring injuries. had knee problems. He's kicked 4 goals tonight, Michael O'Loughlin. Only bettered by Barry Hall with 5.
Well, they get one forward back in Nick Davis, and they might have lost O'Loughlin again. And if they have them all together, they are a very formidable outfit with a few tricks in their arsenal. Another ball up. Let's hope it's not anything serious.
Just reading the lips there again. Tim Logo said he slipped over. Caused the injury.
It's an off the vertical bounce. I don't mind them because they often get the ball moving. Play quickly develops. Some might say, yeah, but it's a bit unfair. Anyway, the quarter comes to an end. It's been a good one for the Swans. They've kicked 7-1 to 5 goals 2, and they've stretched their lead to what looks to be an insurmountable 40 points at the last change, Sauce.
Yeah, well, they had all the answers. Obviously, the Kangaroos did challenge. They started to find some forward targets. Their tall stood up, but just too many answers out of the midfield. The Sydney Swans, they had the 2 forwards, you know, Lachlan and also Barry Hall, who have kicked 9 goals between them.
So very handy 4 points you'd expect now coming up for the Sydney Swans. They are on the way to the finals.
The Kangaroos have no injury concerns, but if they're going to turn this game around in the last quarter, well, their body language suggests otherwise. They looked really, really flat. Dean Laidley took ages to get down onto the field, almost walking down, almost contemplating what he's going to say to the players. And the players, heads down, just looked very flat. They'd want to fire up pretty quickly.
So the final term, Sydney leads by 40 points. McKernan the tap to Harris, to Wells. It'll be all-out attack now for the Roos. Sinclair to Rawlings, who wastes no time, pumps it inside 50. Hale slipped at the crucial moment. Front and centre, good snare by Motlop, but he's stripped of the football. Bevan attacks it.
No chance,
And
didn't
we'll have a
dive on
bounce.
it, he went to ground with the ball. Give us room the bounce, give us room.
Swans haven't had a possession yet. Their kicks have almost caught up with their hand pass.
Corey McKernan.
Kangaroos ball, McKernan can have a shot from there.
Enormous numbers around the ball, Tim, at that ball up.
Jason Ball can't believe the decision. But Corey McKernan can line them up. As the Swans now 124 kicks, 125 hand passes. McKernan's kicked 2. And he should be able to nail this from 50 or a metre or so beyond. Will it carry over? I reckon it did. No, it didn't. Gee, I thought it might have just got there.
I did too.
Oh, they needed that. They still trail by 39.
The man in yellow was in perfect position. As Ty Kennelly decides to go for a bit of a trot. Chooses the members' side on a good mark from the side taken by Hale. Squares it up. Finds Rawlings, who's off. He's got Wells in support, who bangs it long from 50 into the goal square. Rocker wrestles from the side. Beautiful mark by Jones. So Corey Jones will go back from point-blank range and kick his second, and he deserves it after a fantastic mark like that. Had the big run up from the side and took a beauty. So 2 goals to Corey Jones. And the Roos with, well, I've got the first of the quarter, so let's say for the record, a remote chance.
Well, they've been one from here, but it doesn't happen all that often. And the Swans on this ground look so in control, don't they? And that's not a good sign for the Kangaroos. Motlop in trouble. Well, that's Sowers. The goal, kicked by Corey Jones. Daniel Motlop with knee soreness. Not receiving a lot of care and attention for it just at the moment. Margin 33. McKernan beautifully to Wells. Makepeace. McKernan. Good takeaway by the Roos. Motlop just can't get to the drop of the ball though. And Barry runs away from him. Careers away. And pumps long in the Hall direction. Petrie waiting down for what's spoiled. Now Wells.
Now Motlop sneezed better.
As he sees Wells with the footy. And it finds him.
Little chip over the top to Makepeace. He can run on here. Troy Makepeace runs to 48. Across the face, Rocker will go back and kick his third.
Can't go, you can't go. I've blown time on.
So Sav Rocker from only 5 metres out. And he should not miss from here for his third for the night. And for the Kangaroos just to edge that little bit closer. Three to Rocker. Well, that makes things just a tad interesting.
Well, they're within 27 points now. They've got the first 2 goals. But much better movement by the Kangaroos. They got the ball on nice and quickly. We just see Makepeace here. On straight away. Get it in there. And Rocker was there.
The SCG's been a happy hunting ground for the Kangaroos. They've won here 13 of 21 times. And they're not quite beaten yet. The margin back to 27. McKernan is starting to perform effectively in there. And they make another clean takeaway. Grant probing. Rocker got it onto his chest and couldn't hang on. Goods working it clear. Matthews been very good. Bevan, Bolton, bad hand pass though. Had to reach backwards for it. Jones out wide to Wells. The Roos dangerous again. Doesn't go short over the top. Looks for and finds Petrie. 30 metres out.
Oh!
And he's saying, why haven't we been playing like this all night? Or was he a Geelong supporter?
He was a Geelong supporter.
Well, a crucial slip, I think it was Adam Goods who fell over there. Clever kick by Daniel Wells, squaring this ball up here. But the 2 boys, they need to stand up. Sav Rocker and also Drew Petrie.
Well, this to cut it to 21. Oh, no. Dear, oh, dear. That gum will be getting a workout after that. They're still close enough, if good enough. 24 shots to 20, and yet they trail by 26.
Well, it was a bad miss. Lucky let off for the Sydney Swans as Maxfield drives it long. Looks for Doyle, who came in from the side, couldn't hang on to it. McKernan's there. Simpson, good hands to Corey Jones. Back inside 50 go the Kangas. Sydney have the numbers. Harding's there. And we will have a bounce. 35 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. 26 points the margin. Down she goes. Jones from the side. Simpson keeps it alive cleverly into the goal square. Can Motlop weave some magic? No, he can't. He's tied up by Kennelly. Harris! Goal! The Roos get another one and they're back in town! Well, he did weave some magic, Motlop. Somehow, some way, he got boot to ball and Harris was there to finish off the job.
Well, there was a clever kick by Adam Simpson. Keep the ball going your way, bash and crash. That was a kick off the ground. Exactly what you're expected to do as a forward. Keep it alive, keep it going. Motlop gets one off. Harris puts it through.
3 straight goals to the Kangaroos and they are not done with yet.
Inside 50s for this last quarter. 7-1 in favour of the Kangaroos.
3-2 to nothing. The Swans have scarcely been fought at the centre. Kangaroos throwing everything at them. McKernan beaten by Doyle. O'Keefe rammed from behind. Wells, pressure on Clayton here. Overran it badly. Hall over the top. Davis, back to Hall. Couldn't find the handle. Archer's got to do something here. And he finds the sanctuary of the line. Defence has to hold firm now if the Kangaroos are to give themselves a chance.
Daniel Wells already 5 disposals this quarter.
It's Watt against Hall. Hall attack. There was a good one too to Jude Bolton. Doyle spilled the beans. Wells lays the tackle. Umpire says play on. O'Loughlin to O'Keefe. Well, they couldn't do the defensive job, the Kangaroos.
And this is the Watt fumble. Put the Kangaroos under enormous pressure. Had he gathered that, they were on their way. Clever little handball. Michael O'Loughlin.
Don't think Dean's happy with that. The margin stretched to 26 again. And at least for the moment, the momentum is lost. McKernan and Doyle. McKernan, I think, about to take it and then realising he might be in peril. Davis held up by the arm, which is always a bad place to be when you've got the footy. Did well. O'Keefe nicks the intended target. Sinclair. Bit dangerous. King and Doyle. Sinclair again mops up his own mess and did it well. Got away from Grant. Matthews excellent for the Swans. Now, play on, advantage called, although that's not to the Swans' advantage, as Watt takes the mark. There was a tackle off the ball, hence the whistle and the free kick. Watt to Sinclair, and that's either a mark or a push. In fact, the free kick was paid.
It was advantage paid. Make pieces away. Driving kick on the left boot. Good shepherding by McKernan allows Corey Jones to take the mark at half forward. Swans by 26 points. Roos making their run. Wobbly old kick inside 50. Rocker nudges Shawble under the ball. Picked up by Hale. Gives the handball back to Rocker. Sav snaps. Sav goals. He's got 4. All in the second half.
Well, he needed to stand up. Big Sav Rocker. It's a big long kick. Hale did an enormous pickup. That one there, really well done. And Sav did the rest.
Well, he still looks very relaxed, but there might just be a nervous edge to it now. Kangaroos within 20 again. Centre takeaways have been critical in this quarter, and the Kangaroos just about had it out of there.
My ball.
Geez, good in tight Harris, isn't he, Steve?
Oh, he is.
Merv Hughes has switched camps, has he? Used to be a Bulldog man. Oh, sorry, Merv.
Give us some bouncing up there.
Now another battle for the takeaway. Oh, the umpy's gone down. Didn't collide with anybody. He's in the midst of it now as Steve McBurney. Bolton falling over. Opens the door for Harris. Kangaroos dangerous again. Rawlings didn't go for home. There's not much there. Yes, there is. McKernan. The margin is 14 points. And there is a heap of time left in this last quarter.
Well, they're just starting to win the contest around the stoppages. They've dominated this quarter. Harris involved. And direct football. Put the Sydney defenders under pressure. They've done that in this quarter. They've created opportunities.
They've kicked 5 of 6 in this quarter. It's game on.
Oh, if I was reading Dean Laidley's lips, he doesn't want Adam Simpson in the centre square bounce.
Doyle leaps high, but it's a Kangaroos ball again. Here comes Sinclair, a long direct kick again. Hale from the side, McKernan's in there. Sarah's Rocker lays the big tackle on Maxfield, a bounce.
Smart play by Maxfield. Under pressure, just held the ball up, didn't cough it up.
"40 metres out from the Roos goal.
Ball over his shoulder, Sav.
Oh, it's a free kick to
Hand on the
Rocker.
shoulder, hand on the shoulder.
Sav Rocker will go back for his 5th goal to make it, would you believe, an 8-point ball game. This is an extraordinary fight back. There's the free kick. Gee. Very technical, I guess it was there.
It was there.
So, Sav Rocker for his 5th goal in the second half, and if he kicks it, it's only 8 points the difference. Directly in front, in he comes. To Sav, 8 points the difference. The Swans top 8 spot on the line. Look at Dean Laidley.
This is the free kick over the shoulder, certainly was there. The Kangaroos have been winning the contest out of the middle.
They have come from the clouds. The heat is on. The margin 8 points. They were 40 down at three-quarter time. Brown rucking. Kirk,
Not going anywhere,
tigerishly.
my ball.
Will do it
Let
again.
him up, let him up.
Well, it's as though all the emotion that has been stored up inside the Kangaroos is suddenly unleashing itself
Return the bounce.
with an almost irresistible force. We have a match on our hands here. Doyle and Brown. The steal to Wells. The steal to Bolton. Swans away. Here comes O'Loughlin with the 250 gamer. The inspiration. And Archer wins the contest for the moment and wins it. Wins it comprehensively in the end for Sinclair. Petrie taken forward. Wells again, starting to provide some spark. Stolen, O'Keefe, Kirk, O'Loughlin. Swans build, good placement, perfect kick, Davis. Oh, there's some feeling in this. We're only halfway through the quarter. The Swans need this. Even if Davis kicks it, there is plenty of time.
Just the pressure put on Daniel Wells, Michael O'Loughlin. David King actually falls off Nick Davis there, expecting the ball to go short.
He's a deadly kick. He's Nick, and he delivers the goods. And the red and white flags wave again. And the chance on.
Two goals to Davis. Sydney stretches its lead back out to 14 points. But we've only gone halfway in the last term.
No Adam Simpson in the centre square bounce.
Bounce favours Doyle, who smashes it forward. Harris had a wonderful game as Simpson, who kicks and then is unloaded. 2-on-1 here. Oh, the Swans played it well.
O'Loughlin came off second best. He's in trouble.
Kirk. Kirk's got it, and O'Loughlin is down, and looks like he's in a lot of trouble.
He turned around, that's about it.
So Kirk wastes no time. He's 50 from goal. It's a shocker. As Michael O'Loughlin gets up very gingerly.
Adam Simpson free.
And he receives now.
Margin still 14, nearly half the quarter left. Wells very much in the thick of it in this quarter. Too strong for Petrie. Jones at the back, ridden by Kennelly. Jones's ball, wasting no time. Simpson has to use the non-preferred and does it beautifully, if a little luckily to McKernan.
I tell you what Dean Laidley has done in this last quarter. He has kept his 6 forwards inside the forward 50. They have had targets to kick to, where previously, probably the first half of this game, they didn't have any tools to kick to.
Corey McKernan is rolling back the years here. He has 3. This is a very difficult shot. Will it wobble its way home? Not quite, and it's marked safely by Shawble. Time for a couple of deep breaths.
Come straight in there, then you can go either way.
Paul Roos never changes expression, does he?
Just thought I sensed a moment of tension a couple of minutes ago.
We should put a heart monitor on him, find out the real truth, and that's an excellent mark taken on defensive 50 by Ball.
I think briefly it went from 36 to 38.
So the Swans have just stolen a little bit of momentum back here. Just slowing the pace of the game down, important. As Ball kicks it long to the wing, looks for Doyle, can't take the mark. Simpson somehow weaved his way through and puts the Roos back inside 50. McKernan went up one-handed. Now Rocker gets rid of Bolton, won the ball, well played to Harris. Harris inside 50, Brown! Brown's got the mark, he's 30 metres out. And there's some emotion from Paul Roos.
39.
So Lee Brown is only 35 out on a slight angle. This should be a goal, and this, once again, will make it 8 points to difference. Still plenty of time left in this game. Lee Brown hasn't bothered the scorers tonight with a goal. Now he's got one. It's 8 points again in favour of Sydney.
This is an extraordinary match. A wonderful quarter. Kangaroos climbing out of the grave. Daniel Harris, big contributor, 6 disposals in the last term. And everyone starting to put their hands up. (15-14 to 18-4). Isn't there a tail in that scoreline? Yeah. Margin 8 points. McKernan back in ruck. Harris wins it away again. He's been brilliant in this last term. Sinclair to Petrie. Cool delivery to Jones. Onto his natural side. Delivers pretty well. Rocker couldn't get there. And Matthew Nicks saves the day.
That was a big grab from Matthew Nicks.
Play on, yours!
It goes out very wide, and just found O'Keefe had caught one from Brown. Accidentally, I would say. Definitely accidentally, as O'Keefe looks for Hall. Well done by Watt. And we'll have a throw-in, smack bang on the members' wing. Neil Cordy on the boundary line.
Yes, just a sign of how desperate things are for the Swans. Paul Roos has put Adam Goods into the ruck for the first time in about 10 weeks.
He said he wouldn't do it again this season. Throw in McKernan. Harris, what a last quarter he's had. Little soccer off the ground by Jones. Bolton goes at it hard, another throw in.
We just saw Adam Simpson on screen as well. He's had an exceptional second half, worked his way back into the game.
Swans by 8. McKernan in front. Harris again. Good handball to Grant. Here come the Roos. Shannon Grant's got room to move. He has one bounce. He's run his measure. He goes for home into the goal square. No mark. Hale! Hale! Hale has kicked a point. Oh. It's 7 points the difference. This is now officially a Saturday night special.
It's achieved that status in the last 5 minutes. The Kangaroos, in their history of nearly 80 years in the VFL AFL, have come from 40 points or more behind to win twice. Once in 1947 and once in 1936, both at Arden Street. Kennelly told time is up. He's played on. Big ball here. McKernan. Oh, he was collided with by his own teammate Jones. But the Kangaroos have been uncompromising in this last quarter. Still 5 minutes to go. Just 7 points in it. McKernan giving Jones the run, but too close to the line. Well, they have it where they want it and need it. And Dean Laidley is like a man possessed. This would be an emotional victory if they can win it. Kirk, wonderful player all night. Hall, and a lovely hand pass. Maxfield dangerous on the burst. The 50 wide open. Archer and O'Loughlin and Petrie, who covers for the Kangaroos. And hits Watt with the delivery, and the Kangaroos can build again.
Well, he's got a loose man in Harris, but he couldn't see him. So Watt, just outside defensive 50, chips to Petrie, who plays on. Now goes long, he looks for Hale. Oh, good mark by Ball. Just out-muscled Hale there. So Ball at half-back. Sydney by 7 points. A spot in the 8 up for grabs. Plenty at stake. Ball gets the hurry up. To the wing, Doyle's there. Hall from the side. Kirk attacks it to Hall. Little one over the top to Jude Bolton. Now McVeigh, not sure what to do with it. He's run down by Wells. Turnover. Harris on the right boot. Kicks to the 50. Oh, it was beautifully read. Beautifully read by Kennelly. And he'll stem the flow.
Beautifully read by the bloke who first played this game about 4 or 5 years ago. The Irishman. Back to McVeigh. Made an error a moment ago. Still the Swans by 7 points, and the sands of time start to trickle away for the Kangaroos. And the Swans play a bit of keepings off. They started early last week. And they're starting early again. Hall, the Kangaroos have got to tighten up. It's a big footy ground when you're on tired legs. There is tension afoot. Ball goes for territory. Jude Bolton up and almost snared it. Fights on for it. A ball up. Wrong end of the ground for the Kangaroos. They need 2 scores, 2 goals to snatch it back.
45 out from Sydney's goal. Ball contested with Watt. Simpson, third man in. Matthews. Good tackle by Watt. Another bounce.
Paul Roos has opted to drop Ty Kennelly off. He's the loose man in the Sydney back half.
Well, they really got to grab and carry now, the Kangaroos. Can't just blaze away with Kennelly hanging back. Harris. Bolton, and this is really going to suit the Swans. Somehow the Kangaroos have got to clear it.
Well, let's get up, guys. Let's get up. Jen.
Valuable seconds being eaten away. Another bounce. Smashed forward by Wells. Quick kick out of the pack by Sinclair. Here's a chance. McKernan, he's got support. King over the top. Simpson, Wells. Goes the long option out into open territory. Jones can't keep it alive. Throw in.
Just watching the Sydney runner, he has told every player to go into the Kangaroos forward line.
Clock kept ticking there at the throw-in. Matthews covers it for Sydney. Oh, he almost nudged that out with his boot. That's right, we've got the count-up clock. There can't be more than 2 minutes left, I wouldn't think. Now, the Kangaroos in scoring territory. Danger, Makepeace, natural side, goal! 1 point in it! This is extraordinary. They've kicked 7-2 in the last quarter to come from 40 points down. Troy Makepeace was just the right man on the end of that.
Unbelievable how they found room, Troy Makepeace. There was not one player in the Sydney Swans forward line. Paul Roos had opted to push all his players back.
There can't be much time left. This centre clearance is critical. If the Roos are going to pinch it, they're going to have to win this clearance. 1 point ball game. Centre square infringement has gone the Kangaroos' way. Play on. McKernan now pumps it inside 50. It's a wobbly one. Goods gets there first. Can't control it. Now he can. He heads for the boundary line. Shannon grabs it for the Kangaroos. Keeps it alive. Squares it up. Big fist. It could be a draw. Will they rush it through from behind? No, they don't. Ball in the back pocket. Desperate stuff. Heads for the boundary line. Was it deliberate? Yes. Deliberate. Free kick to the Roos. Corey Jones has got it.
These two teams have met 140 times. They've never played a draw.
Corey Jones has got it. It's a point the difference. That is what confronts him. Must be just seconds left. Corey Jones, can he win it? Or will he at least get a tie? Jones!
Goal.
Jones is gold! Kangaroos in front! Sensational stuff at the SCG! Glenn Archer might just get a game to remember on 250 nights.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Kangaroo players now pushing into the Sydney forward line.
Good decision. Couldn't argue with that. And a great kick in the very eye of the storm. 9 goals to 2 in this last quarter have turned a football match on its head. Glenn Archer's 250th match. Seconds left. Doyle gives the Swans a crack. McVeigh. Kangaroos cover through Makepeace. Who will win the race? Michael Stevens wins it for the Kangaroos, and Sav Rocker's on the end of it.
Just needs to take his time, Sav.
The Kangaroos have worked a miracle. If ever a team has shown its respect and affection for a player, the Kangaroos have done that tonight. Sav to put the sauce on the sausage. It Doesn't really matter.
Well, ladies and
They win
gentlemen,
by 6 points. It is an unbelievable victory.
And the Kangaroos are in the 8.